stop turning their customers into annuities for both them and their carriers. In my opinion, you need to back up and protect your information that you use to get business done and stay in business. So the stats are 60% of the small and medium-sized businesses are out of business in less than 2 years after a successful attack.
Hello, and welcome back to Klik TV. Here we talk to businesses and discuss the ways they leverage technology for better business success. My name is Julia, and my guest today is Desmond Arrup, Director of Insurance Solutions at Heller Kowitz Insurance Advisors. Welcome, Desmond. It's so nice to have you here.
It is. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, it's an honor. So tell me a little bit about yourself. What's your role like at your insurance advisory?
At Heller Kowitz, I am a producer there, and we have two silos. It's basically P&C, which would be personal and commercial. On the commercial side, it'd be cyber insurance. I'm sure we'll cover that. On the other side, it's life, disability, long-term care. And so we focus on those two groups. And I've been in the industry and with the firm for a little over 4 years. I was on Wall Street for a little over 20 before that, and working, in and out of the Mid-Atlantic region, if you will, although we write in all 50 states. And it's my wife and 3 kids, so I have 2 girls and a boy. The 2 girls both go to University of South Carolina, and my son's a junior in high school.
Get a big family.
Yeah, they're all moving out. It's sort of awkward.
Yeah. So do you like where you're at right now?
Absolutely, yeah. We're all busy, and my kids are all taller than my wife, and so we're all old and moving on.
Aw, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you're in the cyber insurance industry. How do you think that's evolved, and what do you think it will look like?
So insurance in general has been incredibly slow and boring. And very predictable. So your auto insurance, your home, your life, the statistics and the history are very well painted, if you will. The cyber side of things has changed dramatically, specifically since COVID hit and sent everyone home. So the history is very simple. The first policy, I think, was written in 1997 by AIG and didn't really see much activity until Y2K. If I were to say that term, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there was a lull, and then as the tax increased, the demand for the product increased. 2010, I think it sort of ramped up. And then, like I said, when they sent everyone home with COVID, basically it turned every small and medium-sized business in this country into piñatas for cyber attacks. So the demand for the product has gone through the roof. It has seen a lot of evolution solely because it was underpriced. Now I think it's overpriced, and hopefully that ship will right itself.
Wow, you think it's overpriced now?
It is, but they've been getting burned with some massive payouts, and so hopefully we can bring those down and then right-size the premiums for the risk that's involved.
Okay, thank you for that insight. All right, so also along with some technology type stuff, there's ChatGPT that has recently been introduced. How do you think this is affecting the cyber insurance industry?
Well, it's just like technology is good and bad. I guess it's all dependent on the end user. My personal thought about that question, though, I think it's actually going to make the low fruit of targets even easier for just your non-technical advanced user. If you can use artificial intelligence to create code and programs for you, then I think it's going to open the doors for more bad actors. I know that the product is actually very good and positive, but I actually think it's going to increase activity.
Yeah,
on the lower level, not necessarily on the higher level. I don't see the bad actors in any states using it as much as just a common user domestically, aka a teenager.
Yeah. Okay. So then one more thing. I guess a couple more things. But what is something that you think everyone in your industry should either stop or start doing?
Stop doing. I would like to see everyone stop turning their customers into annuities for both them and their carriers. The entire industry has done a great job of people just having the mentality of set it and forget it. And as the risks evolve, as your risks change, you should be on top of that. So I would like to see that change. So that's start doing, being more proactive about what they do and how they interact with customers. I know that technology is helping with that, but like I said, it's a set it and forget it, sort of visit it once a year. And it sort of should be more often of that as things change in your life and your business.
How are you doing that?
So we've been proactive with changes that COVID brought along when people were sent home, or specifically, for example, restaurants. They sent everyone home, only did to-go, so we took their workers' comp from 100% to 25% and just wanted to right-size the coverage. Yes, there would have been a refund at the end of the year, but they need that money to stay in business. And so we want to make sure that you get what you use and nothing else, so it's tailored to you and your circumstances.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's great.
Try.
Okay, so then relating back to Klik's industry, what would you say the relationship between cyber insurance and cybersecurity looks like?
So cybersecurity is sort of the bigger blanket, if you will. Cyber insurance is a bolt-on supporting financial tool to be used for the overall effort in cybersecurity. In my opinion, you need to back up and protect your information that you use to get business done and stay in business. If you don't do that, then you actually can have a policy or not have a policy, but you're not going to be around long. So the stats are 60% of the small and medium-sized businesses are out of business in less than 2 years after a successful attack. Wow. So you could have cyber insurance, and that's just will give you cash and a burn rate. But if you don't get the information back that you need to stay in business, then it's useless anyway.
Yeah, you kind of need both too.
You do back up and protect first if you had $1 to spend, and then the ancillary part would be the insurance. But they go hand in hand, but I would not buy the insurance first if I were you.
Okay, that's interesting to hear that. Okay, one more thing. I want to know, what is motivating your team right now?
Right now, it's going to be, for 2023, is trying to stay in front of the changes in this industry because things are changing so fast. The insurance industry is typically slow and boring, and this is a whole new aspect to it. And the challenges that are facing our customers are changing on a weekly basis. And then depending on how fast they're growing, just to let you know, your weakest part of your cybersecurity is actually your employees. And so the more employees you have, the more risk you have. So trying to stay in front of the risks that are taking on our customers is what we're motivated to do. And it is, it's not easy just because we do a lot of educating. That needs to be done, but then implementing and getting policies written and then letting them just focus on making money is really what we're here to do.
Yeah, just kind of like being proactive, like you said earlier. Yeah.
We try. Insurance is definitely not the first thing that people think of. And I think that, it's an expense for a lot of businesses and families. No one really likes to write that check for the premium, but everyone appreciates insurance when they're making a claim.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Well, that's all the questions I have for you today. Is there anything else you want to add?
No. Thank you very much for having me, and I'd love to come back.
Of course. Thank you for being here.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.